Hello everyone, it's Cards by Rachel with day 3 of our Valentine Mini Series. We're using Sunny Studio mostly. We're going to use the Passionate Penguins, the Scalloped Square die, the Charming City stamp. I'm using this cute little foxy stamp set for a sentiment and the umbrella, and I'm using this road die and cobblestone stencils from Fawn. Here I've cut out that road and I'm going to use my stamp marker inks in slate to color that in. The rest of the pieces of this die, like the side borders and the inside of the openings, we will keep white. I cut that scalloped square out of a very light blue and I cut the inside, that's 10 by 10 centimeters, to start inking up our background. I'm using the Tim Holtz Moon Mask stencils to create my background because I love a nighttime scene for this. I'm just laying out my road and our cute little penguins that are going for a drive there to see where I want my moon to be. I'm gonna start inking with cerulean, like the sky of it. I started like very happily, hey, inky time, and then I realized, wait, I want like a piece of snow on the sides of the road because I feel like it's still good for winter cards. So, and I felt like green would look off on this color combination I'm doing here, which is mostly blue. So I thought a gray to give the snow some color would be way nicer. So that's what I'm doing here. Luckily, I realized it in time. And otherwise, well, it's just paper, you guys. We could have cut another piece, but this is way more efficient, of course. We're doing 2 cards today with the Passionate Penguin set, actually, because it's one of my favorite Valentine stamps. Not just from Sunny Studio, but in general. I just love these cuties, and each year I need to use them. So this year was like, let's do 2. And those square scallop dice from Sunny, I actually got new this year, so I'm just itching to use them. I also used them on our Fawn Valentine card in this mini series. So here we go again, but it will be very different cards. Here I'm using my darker color. Kind of forgot the name there. I was chatting over it. See, oh no, cannot see it anymore. Well, you guys probably see it. And here I'm gonna peel off that Moon Mask stencil. I'm gonna use powder blue in the middle there to give it a little bit of a light blue color. Not too much, but just a little bit. And then I'm gonna add that detail layering piece of my stencil. I'm just gonna apply that powder blue way more heavy basically, so it shows up nice. And this is definitely one of my favorite Moon Mask stencils. It just adds such a fun detail. Okay, here I laid out my images to kind of see where I want everything to go. And I'm actually gonna finish off this row piece with attaching the white on the back for the openings and the 2 stripes, like the borders on the side of it. If you hear some fireworks in the background, I'm sorry, it's 30th, yes, 30th of 30, 30, 30, 30 of December, and there's some fireworks going on, but I did want to finish this voiceover, so I'm all prepared and stuff. So, I hope it's not too bad to listen to. But here we go. That road die finished. This is actually the first time using this die, which I'm kind of sad to say. I love it, but it's very specific, and I always feel like you use those a bit less anyway. Here I covered up my moon again with my mask, and I'm gonna use this Starry Sky stencil from Fawn, and with a piece of paper I'm just masking all of my pavement or snow, and I'm using the paste in silver also from Fawn, and I'm just gonna apply that through my stencil. I always kind of forget about pastes, and then when I find them I'm like, why don't I use this more often? So I will try in 2026 to use it more often. For you guys it's already February 2026, but for me at this moment it's still end of December 2025. So you can already sneak peek of our second card that we will be doing. I cut that base piece out of white again, 10 by 10 centimeter, and the scalloped square I actually cut out of some like minty aqua sort of color. Here I'm using milled lavender, yes, Victorian velvet and selfish patina I will grab for our sky here. For 2025, I had a resolution of like using up a lot of my sequins for shaker cards, which I actually did. Like, I used a lot of them. My drawer definitely got more empty, so I'm very proud of that actually. And so 2026, I want to use my paste more because I do love it, and I don't know why I keep forgetting they exist. Basically, it's just a shame, really a shame. And I want to clean up my craft room, de-stash a bit, so be sure to check my Vinted. I will put some de-stash stuff there as well. And, just get fun with crafting as always. Here I'm using Lost Shadow. I just got a piece that's 10 by, I believe, 3 centimeters or something along those lines. And I'm going to use the Waffle cobblestone stencil with some hickory smoke to add some texture. Because this card will be a bit more pastel-y and with a pavement, and then it will rain. So I'm going to use the rainy sky stencil from Lanfan as well. I didn't apply glue at the top here because I wasn't sure if I wanted my buildings from the Charming City stamp set from Sunny Studio to go over the top or like under it. So I just hadn't secured it to be sure. Here I'm using some solar paste in Beluga. It's like this sort of iridescent blue, which I think works very nice for these raindrops. For some reason, I find like rain kind of a romantic thing on Valentine's card. It might be all the romantic comedies I've seen in my life, like the kissing in the rain parts. But yeah, I felt like that would be really cute. Here I missed the spot, so I'm just gonna grab some more paste and put it there. Here you can see I cut the die, the base piece with this biggest die. I'm just trying to show you if you have a double-sided piece of paper, you want to leave a part of that cutting line above it so it doesn't cut there. And this is a nice way to make some card bases in any shape die you would like actually. Just make sure one of the cutting lines isn't touching your double-sided paper. And I touched that very, very light blue there. And I think I will also grab that mint aqua color as well and attach it to a card base because we will be making 2 cards, of course. So 2 card bases. I believe I actually started with the aqua mint color, now the light blue, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you guys. Now I'll have some coloring because I know some of you like it. I use my Ola markers. They're alcohol markers. They're really great. I do have an affiliate link always in my description down below. I do get a small percentage if you buy from them, but it will be highly appreciated in case you want to try these high quality alcohol markers. You can see the colors I'm using on the caps, by the way. The 0 is like the blender for the people who use Ohu markers or the I used to have Copics as well. I kind of lost what it was like there. 0, I believe, as well. I don't know. Anyway, blender 0. Here I'm using my warm grays actually. I do get questions about sometimes like when to use cool gray, when to use warm grays. I tend, not always you guys, but I tend to like my warm grays for critters and my cool grays for materials like the metallics on this car, for example, the tires on the car. But not always. Sometimes for elephants, for example, do like my cool grays. But mostly I would say like 90% of the time. I prefer my warm grays for critters and cool grays for materials. Here I'm using my Faber-Castell polychromo pencils to shade further my image, and here you can see this is the lightest blue I have, so I didn't want to use a darker blue and this one as my lightest, so I'm just decided to shade it out with my white pencil actually. And then for the yellow and stuff, I'm just going to use one color, I believe. Let me think. Oh, here I got distracted actually by something outside my window. But here we go, continuing on coloring. Oh, you guys, by the way, let me ask you, do you guys have a favorite Valentine set? Like one of those stamps you use every year? This is the one for me, Passionate Penguins. I just freaking love it. It's so adorable. I'm actually using some light pink as well to create these cute little pink cheeks. I always love some pink cheeks on my critters. But yeah, definitely let me know, because maybe I'm missing out on some really good Valentine's Day stamps, which you guys' favorite. So definitely leave me a comment or send me a PM or something along those lines, because I am very curious. For me, it's definitely this one. Here you can see me I'm actually using like this brown gray color for my penguins to shade. And here I'm using my black to shade my tires and the steering wheel. It's called that, steering wheel, I think it is. And some white again, so add some highlights on the outside of those tires. And then basically, I believe for this part of the metal, I am using two colors of gray. Sometimes, like with the black, I use the black and the white. It just depends on the look I'm going for. And also with the blue, for example, I just didn't have two matching pencils. So I just went with one and then the white. So just see what you have as always. And then I believe it's time to add my beloved white highlights. I'm using the Posca pen to do this. I love using the Posca pens instead of the jelly rolls when you've used pencils, because the Posca pen works very well on pencils, while the jelly roll pen works really great on alcohol markers. So does the Posca, by the way, but I feel like the jelly roll pen is a bit like thinner and more easy to work with on this one, but for pencils it just works great. Here you can see our background all dried up with our pretty little silver stars. And now I'm gonna attach that road die in the middle here, and I will just cut off the overhang, the excess of the die. I know it might look weird right now with like the end of that road going up in the sky to nowhere, but don't worry, you guys. I knew this, and I knew my cute penguins and the car would cover it up, so it will look good in the end. Here I used from the Charming City stamp actually some of the trees and colored in blue as well, like some icy looking trees, and just put them on the side of the road to give it a bit more like interesting look to it. I believe I'm grabbing my scissors now. Yeah, there we go. Just snip, snip. And the die fits perfectly. Here I'm just checking if my card base is in the right direction, because I sometimes put it in the wrong direction, my card base. So yeah, wanted to make sure there. And here you can see me attaching that. And look at that very light blue next to it. I just love it. As you can see, my penguins will cover up that weird ending of the road. But I did want to add a sentiment. Well, the only sort of place that was left was my moon, actually. And I love this sentiment. It's Waddle, I do without you. I always love the waddling of penguins, so I love the sentiment. Waddle, I do without you. And then those cuties just going out for adventures or a nighttime romantic car ride. Just something cute, basically. I did want to add some more interest to this card by making it interactive. So I'm using an action wobbler. And the way this works is you take off the double-sided tape or the backing part of it, and you just put it behind your image there. And then it has like a sort of curly string, I don't know, it's plastic. And then you can take the backing off there as well and put it on your card base. And then you can play with it. As you saw me do, I cannot help myself. Wobble, wobble, so cute. For our second one, with the raindrops, it's dry as well, so we are gonna attach it to our minty aqua sort of color scalloped. I never know what color these are exactly. I just know I love them. Here you can see I'm using the Charming City stamp a bit more here. For the other card, I just used the trees. And here I actually used 3 of the buildings, some softer colors, because I wanted to keep it nice and pastel. And I decided on sticking this one. That's why I left the glue there. Like I said earlier in the video, I didn't glue the top part of that pavement down, so I can stick something in. And I wanted to put this behind, and the other 2 I actually do in front of the pavement, I think, to, you know, give some variation. I don't know why exactly. I was just feeling it, so I did it. That's really funny, because sometimes I can really overthink these sort of stuff, and sometimes I'm like, I'm feeling this, let's do it. So, and this was a day where I was like, I'm feeling this, so let's just do it, and didn't think twice about it. So you can see me attach those buildings, have like a boutique and a cute little cafe. It's such a versatile stamp set, the Charming City. Like, This just for a nice city background. It can be so cute. And here are those penguins with this cute little umbrella. And this umbrella I actually got from the folk stamp set and just attached those two cuties to it. So they're also like seeking shelter from the rain. But it just looks so romantic, like in the pastel city, seeking shelter under umbrella. Just like two penguins at the time. It's just adorable. I did want to add a sentiment as well. As you can see, because of the raindrops and the paste, I just colored some white cardstock in the same purple colors I used for my umbrella and stuff, and stamped Happy Valentine's Day, also from the folk stamp set. And off camera, I cut it out with like this sentiment banner die. And of course, I wanted to add some foam there, same as behind my penguins, actually, in the umbrellas. And I'm just trying to line it up as straight as possible. It's never my quality, but hey, we try. And I'm just going to use my scissors to cut off that excess there to have it line up with our inky panel, basically. So there we go. Here I'm showing you both cards, and of course I need to wobble. For some close-up of the two cards we made today and also a little video. Be sure to check my Instagram page, and there will be posted there as well, so you can watch them as slowly as you want. I hope you guys like day 3 of our Valentine mini series, and hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow, of course, with our day 4 of this mini series. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Have a crafty day. Bye.